All right, we're talking about MATA in this last segment, and I jokingly said, does MATA even matter? Because the bottom line is, we see the empty buses. Now, there are a lot of people who ride certain routes over the course of a year, but they're in such financial straits, more than $60 million in the red, that now they're looking at eliminating 30% of their routes, 7 of them altogether, plus the two of the trolley lines, which really aren't trolley lines anymore. That's why I put it in quotes, because it's really just a bus pretending to be a trolley, which is the biggest joke ever. They got to make up a $16 million difference, they think, by cutting those routes and lines. And they are having this Transforming Transit Together community tour, which involves some 12, 13 different meetings around the city. The first one was attended by all of 11 people. We went to it with our cameras rolling, thinking there'd be a good turnout. People don't... It's like a lost cause.
And some of them were MATA employees.
Six of the 11 were employees of MATA.
God.
So that's where it sits. I'll let you have the first one of this, Rev. What do you think? I mean...
Well, I'm glad Mayor Young has ordered a forensic audit, I believe. But what happened to all those COVID dollars that they say are about to run out? What were they doing with the dollars?
Right, our COVID money's leaving. Well, duh, we knew that was going to happen.
And I think that maybe beyond the forensic audit, somebody should just ask those questions. What happened to the money? Ask the people in charge what happened to it. That's all I can say.
I think that's what the forensic auditors will be doing.
So,
Chris?
3 thoughts. One, we need mass transit in the city. We need it. We live in a poor city, but even in cities that are not as poor, mass transit can be a reliable option even for middle class people. I lived in DC for a couple of years and took the subway every day.
Yeah.
2, the problem that we have is that we are not a dense city. It's very, very expensive to extend service over our community. Very, very expensive. We're not all tightly packed on an island, for example, right? We're very, very spread out. And I don't know where they're going to get the money. And I think the third point is I don't have a solution, but we need a dedicated funding source for MATA long term, right? Trying to kind of pinch pennies and gather it where you can and come begging and pleading, it's not workable. I don't know what the dedicated funding source is, but we need it. And I said 3 points. Let me make one more. I think the time has come to see what others are doing. I think we need to radically reimagine what public transit looks like in this community, because what we have is not working and it's getting worse year after year.
And one of those ideas is that we do more of a rideshare kind of thing, think outside the box, and less of these expensive buses rolling around.
I think that is the answer. We have to totally revamp it, because what we have now is just an atrocious system. And the fact that only 11 people showed up at that meeting tells you everything you need to know. MATA for most people in this community does not matter. And we have to do something to change that. I lived in Pittsburgh and I took the bus a lot, and it was very efficient. But Pittsburgh is a compact city. As you say, Memphis is so spread out. We have to totally revamp what we have here and go to that rideshare. Look at rideshare as a possible alternative.
Well, and you looked at, I think it was in the Daily Memphian article, the proposal for how much they needed for just a couple of routes, but then when you divided by the estimated ridership, it was like above $100 per ride. I mean, should we be giving people Uber and Lyft vouchers? I'm saying that seriously.
I agree.
Because it's woefully inefficient, and most importantly, the people who really need it are not being well served.
Exactly.
They're not being well served.
20 seconds.
Functional cities are moving toward public-private partnerships, and you mentioned Uber and Lyft. I think that we should explore a partnership between MATA and those rideshare services to reduce costs for everybody.
Absolutely.
Well, something has to be done. I mean, we got people who would rather, as we've talked about, drive around in a car that's held together by duct tape and chewing gum than take the bus. And that's what we're seeing. Bumpers all over the side of the road.
I see a lot of them.